Right, I'm just doing a part 2 of my West Cliff Bournemouth hotel, cheap hotel, July and August. And what I want to show you is, this is the outside. I want to just walk downtown and show you the food options, restaurants near the hotel. And just to give you some idea of how far it is to the beach, there is actually a cut through. You see that guy over there? There's a little cut through there, and you can walk down there, and it's probably 6-minute walk, and you're at the top of the cliffs. And you can just walk down, maybe 10 minutes down to the beach, I guess, maybe 10 minutes. But we've been here a couple of days now, and we've been out down to these restaurants to eat. And to be honest with you, I just want to have a bit of a moan about the prices. Now, the first place we went to last night was this, it's coming up, I'll show you it. Was this fish and chip restaurant, and we rated it out of 10, 3 out of 10. It was busy. There was, maybe half an hour wait. We were talking about a half an hour wait to get fish and chips, but the fish and chips were poor. The fish was a bit smelly, like it had been hanging around a bit too much. The portions were tiny. And it was expensive, and it was for 2 lots of cod and chips, 1 lot of fish fingers and chips, and a curry sauce, 2 cans of drink, and a bottle of water. It was this chip shop here, that chip shop. It was 36 quid. Now, to me, I'm not saying that I'm a northerner, but coming from sort of the Midlands, to me that's ridiculous. And I don't mind paying 36 quid if it's really good. If it's really good fish and chips, I don't mind. There is an Italian restaurant here. We've heard good and bad reports. I've not been yet. We might be going tomorrow to this Italian. But we've just been to, there's a Chinese down the hill, I'll show you. There's a Chinese restaurant. And supposedly, on TripAdvisor, it's the second best Chinese in Bournemouth. They're rating it 4.6 out of 5. And we went in there tonight, and we had 1 sweet and sour chicken, 1 spicy crispy chili beef, 2 egg fried rice, and 1 chicken chow mein, right? I had a beer and 2 Cokes, and that came to 86 quid, which I thought was daylight robbery. We're talking about a meal that should have cost 50 quid. You know what I mean? And it wasn't very good either. Like the portion size was small. I'd spoke to a number of people in the hotel about where to eat, and everybody was recommending this place and going, oh yeah, it's a really good Chinese. But whether I'm out of touch, whether I'm only working on Lincolnshire prices, I don't know. I know, like in Bournemouth, maybe it's like London prices. Maybe that's what maybe that's what's going. That's maybe what's going wrong. But I give him a tip, 86 quid. I give him 90 quid cash. And I would rate that Chinese out of 10. Give it 5 out of 10. Not impressed. Not impressed. So I'll just zoom in for you just to show you where it is. But it's this place here. It's this Chinese restaurant here. It's quite smart inside. You know, they've got gold spoons. They've got gold spoons, and they've got like this place here, which is called 1805. That's what it's called, 1805. They've got like gold-plated spoons and gold-plated chopsticks. You know, it's absolutely crazy. Do you know what I mean? But down to the, you'll see it in a minute. Basically, you've got to walk down this hill. I'll cross over. Maybe we can get a better shot. You've got to just basically walk down this hill, and that gets you to the pier. The wheel. They've got like a wheel that goes round. The pier amusements and the Bournemouth aquarium. So from here down to there, well, from the hotel down to the pier, I think you're looking at about a 15-minute walk. So it's not far, do you know what I mean? But yeah, the food options outside the hotel, so far, we're struggling. There's apparently there is an Indian restaurant, and I've heard people have been saying that's all right. But I think my main issue is these London prices. I'm just saying to my partner, I just said if we'd have gone on holiday to Blackpool, you know, you'd have been sat down in a restaurant, wouldn't you, having fish and chips, bread and butter, and a cup of tea, and it would cost you about £9.50. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm tight, but when you're paying 90 quid for a Chinese and you think it's crap, it's not very good. I've had a look at this Italian restaurant down here. There's an Italian restaurant, and if you look at the menu, again, you know, a steak, if you want a steak, it's about 24 quid. I think a pizza, the pizzas I don't think were too bad. I think a pizza was like sort of 15, 16 quid, something like that. But the only other thing as well, near the hotel is this Nisa local. I'll show you that. You know, if you need to stock up on bottles of drink, biscuits, bars of chocolate, you know, if you just give up totally with restaurants and you think, I'll just go in the Nisa and get a Ginster's pasty down, yeah, that might not be a bad plan. So this here, that's the Italian restaurant. I've maybe talked to 4 or 5 people, and they're saying it's not very good. I've had 2 people say it's okay, so I don't know. And then that is the Nisa shop. Look, if you want to get your cans and your drinks. Right, that's all I'm doing for now. I hope you found that quick video. That's the outside of West Cliff Premier Inn, just to give you some idea of where the shops are and where the restaurants are and where not to go. Okay, cheers, bye.